Hello everybody, welcome to Gelvin Valley. We're in the middle of barley harvest on this wonderful map for Farming Simulator 15 created by Wild Wes. Our auto combine is attempting to go around the field, and I probably should get courseplay going. Yes indeed. Well, unless there just isn't enough room. So everybody knows I've had a fairly ticklish relationship with courseplay. We are on field 3, and I believe it's taking it to storage because, let me check the prices. I think barley is in the dumps. Yeah, 179. Anybody that has stuck around here for many episodes will recall at the beginning the situation was the reverse between wheat and barley, and back then I had a ton of wheat and next to nothing in barley. Well, this is what happens when you chase the high dollar value crops. This is what happens. I'm going to try to get them lined up. I think, yeah, this is incoming into the field on the left side. When in Ireland, do like the Irish. Let me see here. Look for combine. We'll select manually. And it may take a little bit of time. We'll see if he's able to do that. I think courseplay was kind of fixed by removal of a mod. We went over that in a previous session. Let me head out to the field here and see if I can make a little more damage just kind of on the rows here as we set them up. I think I'm good. Engage, and we'll go. Behave, courseplay. You know, it always quits behaving, of course, right when nobody's looking, but we'll hold our breath. And we're almost done here. Or at least we started in the middle. I can't remember. We may have the lower part of the field to do. Get the upper part here taken care of using good old GPS. I'm going to need every bale I can get off of this place and every other field just to try to close the gap. Just too far in the hole. This farm continues to show me who's boss. And it ain't me. It ain't me. Well, as always, I try to pick... just as I want to start talking. Let me get this turned around. Courseplay trouble. It's so good at trouble, it has a way of telling you when it's in trouble. Yeah, he's trying to climb the fence. It's a common occurrence. Yeah, I tell you, on these small fields, it's just plumb difficult to... Is he full? He is full. Let's drive now. He has no combine assignment. Attaboy. Hey, don't go out, hey. Yeah, oh sure, shear things off on the gate post. What are you doing? Well, you see, folks, the real reason I'm doing this is to teach myself a boatload of patience. Yeah, what a doofus. Alright, we're going to just take you over and dump him manually. May as well, it's close enough over here. Yeah, when it comes to farming sim and patience, I don't know anything that'll teach it to you better than courseplay, frankly. Oh, I think we're good. Right on over. you go. Back to the field with him. I don't know if I can turn him on here. Nope, he is still bound and determined to... It's like, I think there is something at the end of the route that it is looking for. Oh, it took me off a four-wheel drive. Get all my differentials locked and get out to the field. Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, see, now he wants to... now he wants to do the route. So, maybe I should let him. Now what are you doing? Oh, this thing. I know, I should just give it up, and yeah, he's waiting till the fill level is up. Alright, we're going to leave him there. We'll see if he can behave himself. Okay, now back to here. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Let me see here. Try to center it on this. Get him going. And off he goes. Thankful to have GPS so I can make somewhat straight rows here. At least this isn't as problematic as course play seems to be, though each definitely has its place. Alright, we got those done. We'll head over here and finish the top off, and then we'll head down the hill. Cut in here. Ooh, oh. Oops, you gotta put it down if you want it to actually do something. I hear the beeping down there, which probably means horse play is always jammed in that corner. Easy. Yeah, we're probably going to get another notice. Yep, right on target. How about that? By George, this time he was... Oh, come on. Yeah, don't get stuck there. What do I gotta do? Take collisions off on literally everything? Now we'll just let him sit there for a bit. That seems to take that off every time we come over here. Anyway, maybe it'll take a little bit of time for the combine to fill back up. Tonight, I wanted to, I've been accumulating notes on a silly topic I wanted to talk about an animal that I know everybody knows something about, maybe has had some experience with, and that is skunks. I don't know where you live, whoever you are that's listening to this, just how many skunks you have in your community. Maybe some of you would say, like I would too, that the majority of the skunks are two-legged creatures, and some of them are in politics, maybe. But I'm actually talking about the little animal. I know we seem to have an abundance around here of them. They're nocturnal creatures, so a lot of times we don't even see them during the day. Years ago, I used to do some running at night. I liked doing it at night because it was cool, and that was easier for me, I think, to run at that time of day. It's when it worked in my schedule and everything. But I eventually had to quit because as I went out and ran, there was a number of times I had close-up encounters with skunks. The silly little things would hide in a ditch or in the culvert, kind of under driveways, as I would go running, and you'd see this little black and white furry body kind of go skittering in and out of their hiding places, because at nights when they come out and do whatever business they're doing. What am I hearing? Oh, I know what it is. I bet it's a plane. There it is. Yes, sir. There's a plane on this map. But one of my earliest memories of skunks, we had one, and I think it was rabid because it sure was behaving funny. I don't remember if it was foaming at the mouth, but sometimes, these wild animals can pick up rabies, and, it can be dangerous if they flip out and come into contact, with humans and bite you. I mean, rabies is nothing to mess around with. It's pretty much a death sentence if you get it. So I remember we had one where we suspected maybe it had rabies, and it was wandering around the yard doing some screwball things in broad daylight, just doing what you don't expect skunks to do, kind of walking in circles and just sticking around in the grass. Wasn't attempting to hide, and just kind of some bizarre behavior. So I was asked to dispatch the skunk, and I still remember drawing a bead on it. And yeah, I suppose anybody listening to this, you can insert a stereotype with Americans and their guns and what have you, but they do have a purpose. And this was to put a sick animal out of its... Oh, here we go. Speaking of sick. Course plate is... Oh my goodness. Same corners, same... Oh my goodness. Oh, what do they say about can't fix stupid? Okay, yeah, that's with full-on four-wheel drive. What a prize. Stuck on the fence. Alright, so this is where we will do a little movement. I think we can do that. That moved our tractor, hopefully to a retrievable spot, and we'll move our... There we go. Maybe if I back up into him, it'll get the tongue of the trailer. I maybe could have done the whole unit rather than detaching it. For some reason I thought if I detached it, the tractor would go free. Oops. Wrong button. There we go. Got it. Alright. I think he can fit some more. We'll just come on up here and collect it ourselves. But anyway, I dispatched with the skunk, with a firearm, and then had to go bury it. He stunk to the high heaven. I think when you take care of an animal like that, it releases everything that they had in him. So it was you could say he got me back for taking him out of existence. I don't remember where I buried him, but everybody knows skunks stink. I mean, that's kind of their defense mechanism. I get him to go. He's yes, we'll remove the combine assignment. Drive course. Drive now. Now, what are you heading over there for? This... No. Patience, patience, patience. Where are you headed? I think they like finding the end. Alright, he's doing what he's supposed to. Hallelujah. Alright, we're coming back out here. But that was one encounter with a skunk. I've never been sprayed by a skunk, at least not directly. I've been in close proximity, and of course if they've just, dropped their payload or squirted it out, you can be in close enough proximity that some of it seems to stick to you. I have a cousin, or cousin-in-law, someone who married one of my cousins, who is a beekeeper, and I remember this has been a couple decades ago, probably in his more wild and woolly youth, where he would probably even admit he didn't handle some things the way that he wished he would have. As a beekeeper, I guess the one of their or significant predators is a skunk. And they, I don't know if they just tolerate the stings or just what the deal is, but they will get into beehives and they will just start mowing down the bees. I don't know if they care about the honey, maybe they eat that too. I think bears, like in the wild, will go after the honey. But skunks might go after the brood, the baby bees that are in the comb in the middle. So, I mean, they can be quite destructive, and so he caught one or two of them going through his hives, and when you see your money go up in smoke, I think a single hive can sometimes cost, about $300. And if they are mowing down several, it doesn't take long, and it adds it up to quite a bit of money. Well, apparently he had a shotgun on him, and so I don't know if he didn't have any shells or if he shot the thing and ran out of ammo. But word has it that he went tearing after the skunk. He grabbed the barrel of the shotgun and started swinging it around like a club, going after the skunks. And of course, by then, the skunks were scared and they sprayed the stuffing out of him. I think they got him full barrel with their own blast. It's like, all right, bud, if you're coming after us with a shotgun, we're going to give you a blast of something ourselves. And so they sprayed him. I don't know if he ever actually killed the skunks, or surely he chased them away at the very least. But then he proceeds to take his clothes and he puts them all, and maybe any of us would intuitively do this, puts them in his washing machine at home and basically just ruins the thing. That skunk bile is so doggone potent that I think it got into every pore, if you will, of the washing machine, that I think he basically had to throw it out. It was worthless thereafter for doing any laundry. I'm not sure how you clean out skunk odor. I think I've heard of taking a bath in tomato juice or those kinds of things, but I don't know if that's just an old wives' tale, or boy, I see course planes going to the same blinking corner. Look at that. You know what? And he's slipping again. Okay, Chowderhead. He just makes a beeline for the fence. Alright, turn around. There you go. There you go. Oh, he's kind of coming down the mountain. Alright, was this the one? I think, yeah, this one over here must have been our first winter oak. So this must be our next. We'll head on down the hill from here. It'd help if I could back up. My son is also a beekeeper now. He's kind of taken up that trade, and I don't know that he has mentioned having trouble with skunks yet, but it maybe depends on the time of year, maybe depends on location. Yeah, who knows? And maybe on the particular year. There are probably worse skunk years than others. I have run over a skunk before. This is when I still lived at home with my parents. We were at some function, I think, at church in the evening, day in the middle of the week, I don't remember. And that particular night, I think we actually had company over, and so we went in a couple different vehicles, and I was taking some of the company in my dad's truck. He had this Ford F-150, and coming home, we were almost to home. We were on the street, just one more street to get to where we needed to go, and all of a sudden along the way, a skunk just came out on the road. And animals, will sometimes do that, and I just do this one, Maybe not. Surely I didn't go back on the same one I did. No, I think this is the one I did. Animals will sometimes do that, you know, any kind of animal, really. Cats are famous for doing it. Deer, you know, will come out and stand in the road or whatever. Well, this time a skunk came out. It was night. He figured he'd cross the road. You know, you say, why does a chicken cross the road? Well, I can ask, why did the skunk cross the road? And then when you're driving, what in the world do you do? You know, when you're chucking along at 55 miles an hour, and you know, what do? Do you swerve? Do you? This particular road coming home has zero shoulder, so it wasn't exactly as if I could swerve. You know, I could get in the other lane, but you don't know where the animal's gonna move. Well, I think I tried my best to avoid him, but in the process of trying to avoid him, I ended up greasing him on the pavement. I mean, I wasn't trying to run him over, but that's exactly what happened. And so here he's pressed into the pavement under the tire, and everybody was saying, uh-oh, you know, that was a nasty thing to have happen. And, you know, here I did it in my dad's truck, and I was thinking it would stink to the high heaven, and actually it didn't. But it just so happened I was coming first in line. So, I mean, there was a couple vehicles coming, and there was another, our family van was coming behind us. Well, I don't remember how close they were following. It doesn't matter, but I just ran over a skunk, which probably put all of his bile on the road. And then my mom and dad, who were in the other vehicle, came through, and they ran over that. And I have never in my life smelled something so potent inside a vehicle before. It was just unbearable. You know, we got home, and I stuck my head inside the van to smell the odor. It was just right, just nasty. And yeah, my dad wasn't too happy with me, but I don't know what he would have done any differently. Maybe if I would have just drove straight, in this case, probably if I would have driven straight, it would have ended up missing the skunk, and by trying to swerve around him, I ended up nailing him, you know, dead center. I guess we can call that Murphy's Law. How's Horse Blade doing? Yeah, he's still kind of sitting over in that corner. You know what? I don't know that the combine is doing anything though, is he? I don't even see the combine. Maybe time to go check on it. As soon as I maybe should be doing 2 rounds around the outside before I do back and forth. Probably give me a little bit more room to turn around. Keyboard steering, folks. Alright, let me go see. Aha, that's what's going on. Alright, let's, we'll drive now. So he goes and empties out, and it's time to move the combine. Field, let's see, just making my notes. Harvest, we're on number 3. We are gonna head to number 4. Turn on our indicators, our beacons. What am I heading that way for? I'm as bad as course play. I should maybe make the triggers for these gates a little bigger so that they trigger to open a little quicker than they do. What is that beeping? That must be course play. Yeah, and I need to jump right on it with course play, because as soon as it detects the combine getting over 50% full, he's gonna try to go through the, let's see, I guess it'd be the southern fence of field number 3, and try to climb up to it. We're gonna go to one of our steepest fields, this one here, number 4, just kind of tucked into a hill. And course, the gate, this is one of the fields where the gate is too narrow, so you'll have to just ignore. We took collisions off of the fence here so we could kind of, well, I thought we did, get in here, so. Alright, crank her up, Charlie. Oh, very good. Just put a bunch of straw on the road. That's always nice. Alright, let me let it drop there. And we'll put it here and we'll get him going. Oh, for goodness sake. You know, sometimes you wonder what makes this thing work. He chose to, this is supposed to auto-combine, so kind of come around, so maybe, is that good enough for you? I like this field because it's one where you can see the hillside at work, most definitely, and it's a steep one. It's so steep we're not able to level all the way, as you can see. Alright, we'll let him continue harvesting here. Field number 4. Let's go to our tractor. Not this one. Yeah, see, he's already heading up the hill. He's detecting. He's detecting someone needs to be emptied. Alright, so we took it off the route. Let's take our tractor up the hill. We'll get another. Actually, you know what? We can set him right here, I believe. Let's see. This is 04 combi to storage. That's the one I want. Current. Let me see. Will he go for it? There we go. Alright. Back to. Okay, you know what? He's going to have trouble, but that's alright. He will tell us when he's in trouble, right? Alright, back here, rowing the stuff. I'm trying to remember all the skunk tales of my life. That was a truck incident. Let me see. Oh, I don't even know if I should talk much about this one. See, we've had so many in our neighborhood that we've had to literally put traps out. I mean, you just can't be out walking or doing stuff when you have skunks around, because bad things may happen. So we have a live trap, you know, where we have, actually my boys kind of took it on, and some of their cousins that live up the street. And I don't know if any of you have ever tried to trap something in a live trap. It's interesting in its own right, you know, to figure out what entices an animal, you know, to go into an enclosed space, you know, what kind of bait you put in there, and then once they're in there, what kind of triggering mechanism it takes to close the trap on them without harming them. You know, I know there's all sorts of traps out there that clamp on the leg and, you know, can really hurt the animal quite a bit. And the live traps aren't intended to hurt them. It's only intended to capture them, so you can do something with them, basically relocate them. So there's been a time or two, you know, my boys have trapped some of these and their cousins, and the trap is all open to the atmosphere. It's, you know, kind of wire mesh, if you will, in construction. So the skunks are in there roaming around. They can do whatever they want. It isn't a huge trap. I'd say it's maybe a meter long. Well, maybe not quite that long. That's the base. And yeah, I don't know, maybe a foot tall, foot wide, just big enough for a little furry animal to get in there. And so they've got a number of these. So they've had to try to come up with techniques. It's like, how do we go and get the skunk out, or that kind of thing, or deal with it, or pick the animal, pick the trap up. How do we move the trap, if you will, so that we don't get sprayed by the skunk? And it's a fine art indeed. Uh, probably stuff, we read or heard online, probably a bunch of wives' tales for all I know. Well, if they don't see you coming, they won't be scared, they won't spray, or if they don't have their hind end towards you, they can't spray you, or if their tail is down and they can't lift it, they can't spray you. All these kind of things you hear. Well, baloney. Once you get that animal in there, all bets are off as to what they're gonna do. Oh, I didn't mean to turn the ad off. I didn't mean to do that. Get so excited talking about these skunks. I can't help myself. How's our course play? Is he waiting on? Well, this is certainly a new one. What in the world? Wow, that's just baffling. I wonder how that happened. He just got up here and he quit. Something must have turned him off. That's kind of bizarre. Turned him off right here. And he said, that's it. I am done combining. Well, whatever. Maybe I should freehand the outside edge. I don't know. Well, with that, we just heard the alarm go off. This is maybe as good a time as any to turn you all loose. So thank you for listening for a little while. We'll continue harvest here on Gelvin Valley the next time we get together. So thank you for stopping by and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.